The goose is not fully cooked yet, but man, is the temperature rising. Arsenal endure a nightmare opening 15 minutes and wind up with a 3-3 draw at the carpet against Southampton. Oh, it's not looking good. Let's get into it. Good evening, my peoples, and welcome back to the counterattack. I hope you and yours are doing much, much better than I am today. We have Southampton at home, our bogey team. And I looked up the lineup this afternoon, and not a good sign here. Granit Xhaka missing through illness, and in his place, Fabio Vieira. Little surprised that Emile Smith-Rowe doesn't get the start here, or even Jorginho coming in. Fabio Vieira, he's Arteta's 35 million pound signing, and I guess for that kind of money, you kind of have to play him. But other than that, holding is at the back as per usual. Gabriel and all the rest are the usual suspects. And we actually haven't beaten Southampton for a year. I think our last two Premier League matches against them, I think we had a draw and a loss. So, I was not feeling too comfortable about this one. Everybody is looking forward to the City game, but this one is the one that we kind of had to win. Don't you just love it when you start a thing and it immediately goes wrong? Well, that's exactly what happened here. I believe it was 37 seconds in. I have no idea what Ramsdale is doing there. It's a really poor pass. I know that we play out of the back, and the keeper being good with his feet is a mandatory, and he has to play out of the back, but it was a shocking pass into Zinchenko. Alcaraz steals it, and he slots it past Ramsdale. 1-0 to Southampton. Oh, my goodness. Barely had any time to sit down and situate myself, and I'm already in tears. How could this be happening? And we had to have a response after that. Martinelli, he was looking a little bit lively, but what a poor error for Aaron Ramsdale. I cannot believe that some Gooners were looking ahead to the City game and we had Southampton on Friday today. You cannot look ahead in the Premier League. Any team, it doesn't matter if you're first, 20th, or whatever in between, anyone can beat anyone. That's how it is in this league. And oh boy, on 14 minutes, here comes more misery for me. Here comes the second Southampton goal. Oh boy, more horrendous play in the middle of the park. I believe it was Odegaard that gives it away, and Walcott, he just makes a curving run. I have no idea what Gabriel is doing, why he is making that sort of like curving run. I guess he's trying to catch Walcott off sides, but the pass is absolutely inch perfect into Walcott's pass, and Theo Walcott, one of our own, 2-0 to Southampton. From the start, it was a frantic, frenetic match, my people. Ooh, we do not like that. Arsenal do much, much better when we are in control of the game, slowing it down, speeding it up at our leisure. But today, that just was not happening at all. Partey, he was dropping way too deep for my liking to receive the ball and help with the build-up. I know that is definitely because we can't trust Rob Holding's passing consistently, but the frantic match turns just ever so slightly in our favor. 2-1 to the Arsenal. Odegaard, he finally does something good and sets Saka free down the right-hand side. He cuts it back. We had a few cutbacks before our first goal, and this is the first one that worked out. Martinelli, he slams it home. Great finish from him. 2-1. It was a horrendous opening 15 minutes, and not a great half for Arsenal, but I thought we ended the first half pretty well. Not too bad. Southampton were completely out of their depth when it came to defending our wingers, Martinelli and Saka. From minute one, the Southampton defenders were having problems with them, and the referee, he found his pockets, and I believe he carded both of them in that first half. We end the half still rushing the play, no real control. The match is still frantic, but we were pressuring them immensely at the end of that first half. I did like that. Have to keep it up for that second half. I thought we were going to be the ones to make a halftime substitution, maybe take off Fabio Vieira. I thought he struggled in that first half a lot and throughout kind of the rest of the game. But it was Southampton that made a substitute at halftime, brought on a third, Canada third central defender, and we just knew from the get-go that they were going to shut down shop, and we were going to have to just lay down a siege, my people. But that's just not how it turned out, because here comes a third Southampton goal. A third one. Hate to see it. Partey, what a horrendous game this guy had today. Really, really poor. He gives the ball away and then gives away a corner. And then the flick on from the corner goes right to Caleta-Car. buries it in the back of the net, 3-1 Southampton. And I think it was at that moment that some of the players' heads dropped. My head dropped. The atmosphere at the Emirates, you could hear it even through the TV, kind of got a little bit flat. And we're all fearing the worst right now. I refuse to lie to you, my people. You know I keep it 100 with you here on the counterattack. And when that third Southampton goal went in on 66 minutes, I thought to myself, that's a wrap. It's over. The players looked like they were exhausted and mentally just done. Our players that we usually can depend on, Partey, Odegaard, Ramsdale, all were having horrendous matches up till then. Absolutely horrendous. Ramsdale, yeah, he had those obvious errors, but Odegaard and Partey in the middle of the pitch were just giving it away, just handing it out like free candy. Absolutely miserable, 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 but. Despite Southampton having all the defenders in the world on the pitch at the same time, they were the ones that grabbed the third goal. And for large portions of that second half, yes, we were working out wide and crossing it in, and we missed some pretty gilt-edged chances. Gabriel Jesus, I'm looking at you, sir. But we still were pounding on the door, taking them to Pound Town, and finally it pays off. Odegaard, he gets it on his left foot, curls it into the far corner, past Bazunu, 3-2 on 88 minutes, and I'm thinking, all right, guys, at least grab a point out of this one. Ah, my people, how could you not love football? What a fantastic sport. 1 minute, you're just all the way down here in the gutter, and then the next minute, you're all the way up here in absolute heaven, or, relative heaven, considering we were down 3-1. Here comes the third Arsenal goal, and it's the star boy himself, Bukayo Saka. The siege pays off. Nelson's deflected shot comes into the path of Saka with about 20 outfield players in the box. Saka buries it. It is 3-3. We've gotten back, and there's 8 minutes of stoppage time. And I'm thinking to myself, let us go grab the win here, please. Please. After we get our third goal, all of a sudden, Southampton are barely holding on. Here comes the time wasting from Bazunu. Here come the fake injuries, blah, blah, blah. Trossard, he has an excellent chance to win it for us, and then goes off the top of the crossbar. I have to tell you, my people, at that moment, I almost cried. And in the end, we get a point. And I think, honestly, considering we're down 3-1 on 88 minutes, this is a pretty decent point. Saka and Martinelli carried us today. Odegaard and Partey more so, were really, really poor. And honestly, these Jekyll and Hyde performances in the run-in are not going to get us the title at all. We have to go to City on Wednesday, and we have to get a point. Have to get a win. We don't need it. If we won today against Southampton and then got a point at the Etihad, then it would be okay. But we have to beat City away. And I don't know, my people. We're not out of it, because I did enjoy that fight back. I'm glad that the boys reached deep down inside of them and mustered up the strength to get a point out of what looked like a completely disastrous and lost situation. So well done on that point. But on the other point, you cannot be giving up 3 goals at home to the 20th place team in the Premier League in April. It is just not going to work out well for you. So we'll go to the Etihad and we'll see what's up. I have less hope, but I still have some hope, my people. But at the end, before we sign off today, I have to wish you all, my Gooners, a happy St. Totteringham's Day. With that point against Southampton, we are definitely going to finish above Spurs. Lovely, lovely. And while it hasn't been the best day, we've also clinched Champions League qualification for next season. So really, the actual goal that we set out for at the beginning of the season, we've accomplished it. Thank you for sticking with me, my people. Please slap that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.